In this video, we're going to be reviewing and comparing some of the freeze-dried food options on the market today.
Yeah, we're gonna give you an honest side-by-side comparison review. That's it. What's up, campers? I'm Steve.
And I'm Tony.
We're Beastmode Camping. In this video, we're gonna do a side-by-side, honest opinion comparison of some of the top freeze-dried foods on the market.
Now, if you're a camper, hiker, survivalist, or prepper, freeze-dried foods may be some of the things you've been missing. In this video, we're going to go through some of the options that we have from different companies. One of the things I really hate, Steve, is packing a lot of food. Not because of how much space it takes, but also how heavy it is.
Right, usually I'm more of the camping type. So I'll just get a big cooler, fill it up with ice and steaks and eggs and, you know, as much as I can pack in there. It takes two people to carry just the cooler around, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not gonna work so well if you wanna go backpacking.
Yeah, if you're hiking, trying to keep your weight down, these things are great. Why don't we talk about some of the options we've got here today, Steve?
All right, well, this one is a chicken fajita bowl by Mountain House.
Okay. Oh, one of my favorites. I haven't had this brand, but Al Pastor with cilantro lime rice.
Okay, and then here, this also looks like a dinner option, lasagna. Love lasagna.
And that one's from Mountain House.
Mountain House.
We did want to compare a couple different companies out there, kind of see, you know, tried some that really just taste like salty water or something like that. We've got another one here. This one is Backpackers Pantry, also lasagna, so that one's gonna be a compare.
Yeah, we can go side by side on that one.
What else you got?
Looks like breakfast. It's a breakfast skillet.
Uh-oh.
Hash browns and scrambled eggs mixed with pork, sausage patty, peppers and onions.
Who's that one by?
Mountain House.
Okay. This one is Peak Refuel. Breakfast skillet, also egg, sausage, potatoes, and peppers.
So that's gonna be another good side-by-side comparison. Tell me something, Tony.
Sure.
What's the difference between a freeze-dried and just like an MRE?
Well, so with MREs, those are really just meals ready to eat. You unzip the pouch and it's ready to eat right then. You don't need to add water. I mean, I've seen some people holding them up to the sun to heat them up. Every once in a while, they'll have a brick in there that has some heating element to it. Yeah. But they're already have all of the moisture and everything in it. You don't need to add anything. Those are ready to eat. These, on the other hand, you really need to have some way to boil water. So you're boiling the water, adding it. These ones are great because of the pouch that they come in. What you do is really just boil the water, add it to the pouch, close it up. It does take a little bit of time to reconstitute. So again, with an MRE, it's ready to eat right then. These, you pour the boiling water in, let it sit for about 5 minutes. Today, we're gonna follow the exact instructions to make sure that we get the, what the company wanted as the final product.
Right. Hopefully that'll work out.
Yeah, and the biggest deal with these, again, so you asked about MREs, but what about dehydrating?
Yeah, what's the difference between freeze-dried and dehydrated?
Yeah, so with freeze-dried, they're removing about 98% of the water. So,
which is also gonna be removing weight.
Huge amount of weight.
Right.
One gallon of water is 8 pounds. So if you can remove all of the water out of your food.
So that's a huge advantage for backpacking because these are gonna weigh less than an MRE.
Gigantic.
Or a canned food or something like that.
I don't know if it says on here how much dry weight this is. I'm sure we could find it if we ended up looking, but these things are super light.
Yeah.
This amount would be, you know, probably a pound and a half.
And from the size of this bag, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty good amount of food in there.
Well, they're 2 portions a piece.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, so yeah, it's great when you're hiking with a buddy or
if you're just really hungry.
Or if you're just really hungry. Hey, and I will tell you, on some of the backpacking adventures I've done, it has been great to have these along. You get up to the top of a mountain, you're starving, you're exhausted. These are the best tasting things you've ever put in your mouth. Don't know if that's gonna be the case tonight because we haven't been hiking, we're not exhausted, but we're gonna check
I've never done the freeze-dried. I've had some of the MREs before, and I was not disgusted by them. They were actually pretty good. Reminded me of like a Chef Boyardee or something like that, you know?
Right.
But
some of these are way better than
I'm anxious to give it a try. Now, I've also heard something about the freeze drying process allowing to hold in more of the nutrients of the food better than doing a dehydrated, because rather than heating it up, it's actually cooling it down, so it preserves the nutrients better. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, I'm no scientist, Steve, but absolutely, that's the literature I've read as well. Is that it not only preserves the nutrients, the flavor, and the composition. So it should have the same texture.
Right.
It should have the same look and feel to it. Because what it does is during the process, what they do is they bring it to about -40 degrees Fahrenheit. So super cold. And then as it's heating up, the water actually vaporizes out of whatever's in there.
Right.
And it's probably a 24 to 36 hour process, depending on how much you put in there. But it actually vaporizes out instead of turning to water and water crystallizing and all that. So it actually vaporizes out.
So it doesn't get the damage from freezing, like freezing something would.
Yeah, and this is going to be an incredibly quick process as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So, you asked about the difference between freeze-dried food and dehydrated food. So dehydrated food is generally about 80% of the moisture is taken out of it, and again, this is about 98%. So substantial difference there. 20% is quite a bit. And the other thing is the shelf life on these are anywhere from 25 to 30 years.
Wow.
That's a long time. So
Yeah.
I literally just pulled a couple of these out of my pantry. I've had them in there probably 5 or 6 years, and I'm sure they're going to be just as good as the day I bought them. In fact, I wonder if they've got a date on there.
Yeah, so
anywhere.
these are also going to be good for preppers then too, because they can buy a whole case of these things and just throw them in the closet and know that at least they're good for the next 30 years, right?
You got it, exactly.
Yeah. Whereas even canned foods, there's like 4 or 5 year shelf life on that stuff.
It depends on how hungry you are.
This is true. This says best by May of 2048.
Best by May of 2048.
So,
and here it is. We're in 2022 right now.
2022.
If this ends up going a long time, so
we're past May, but only a month. But
yeah.
So yeah, we've got a ways to go on these.
You got it.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm guessing, Tony, the main reason why you would want to use a product like this as opposed to one of the others like a MRE or dehydrated things or anything else for that matter is basically going to be A, because of the long shelf life, it's going to last you a while. B, because it's extremely lightweight. So if you're trying to keep your weight down and you're really counting the ounces that you're putting in your bag, that's going to be a huge advantage because you can carry a lot of food and not add a lot of weight. And then C, they're easy to make. I mean, you just boil some water, dump it in there, wait 5 minutes, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about building a huge fire or using a lot of, utensils and bowls and all that kind of stuff. I guess in some of these, you could probably just pour the water right in the pouch, right?
Well, yeah, and these are actually made. They all have little Ziplocs right here.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah, so you end up tearing this off, pouring the water in, zip it back up, let it sit for about 5 minutes while it's reconstituting, and then pour. I'll tell you, when I'm Steve, when I'm hiking on the trail, I'm not worried about bowls and things like this. Tonight we're gonna put everything in nice bowls, show our viewers what all the meals look like. However, on the trail,
this is your bowl.
This is my bowl.
Right.
This is my elegant plate.
Right.
Yeah. So I just dip it in there, especially on. Man, I can't talk enough about the breakfast skillets. You wake up early in the morning, you need those carbs. These things are packed full of carbs. Yeah. Right now I'm on keto, so I'm only gonna eat a couple bites. Let me see that bad boy. Tons of potatoes and stuff in here. The one thing I do want to talk about is the sodium content of these. So you don't want to make these your normal everyday average meals. This one pack alone right here, 980 milligrams of sodium. That's 41% of your daily allowance.
Now, I'm sure they're cranking up the sodium like that for preservatives' sake, right?
Absolutely. It's got to be because of the preservatives. And but it does have a lot of carbs. These are built for people, or these are made for people that want to be on the trail, need a lot of those carbs.
Yeah, burning energy.
Burning energy. A lot of the people on the trails probably aren't on keto like I am, but they're burning it up and they're going to need to replace it.
So yeah, let's go ahead and get these things ready, man. Water's boiling.
Let's get them off,
so
yeah.
It's got a little place right there. You just tear it right off, huh?
Look how easy that is. You wake up in the morning, you're
Boom.
good.
Don't even need coffee yet. All right, so this has got. Okay, now there is a silicone pack in here.
Yeah, so you definitely want to take those out before we
take
get started.
that out, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't keep that in there
Before
when
you pour the water in, right?
I might have done that a couple times. So.
Okay, you're still here, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna zip this back up so we don't get no bugs in there.
Take that one out too. See if you can get a feel for that.
That looks incredible. Yeah, show me that breakfast
So
skillet.
this one was the Peak Refuel. This one is the breakfast skillet from Mountain House.
Looks really good. It looks like food.
Oh, wait until you
Thank
eat
God.
it. Well, some of them don't look quite like food either.
I know, that's what I mean. Sometimes it's like, what am I opening? We're gonna get ready to eat here.
Yeah, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised when you eat this.
Okay.
This one almost feels like, geez, is this made for 4 people? I mean, so this serves 2.
What is that one?
Breakfast skillet and breakfast skillet, but
that one's like a lot bigger. Well, they're different brands.
this one cuts off about right there, okay? And this one cuts off right there.
That
So
looks like there's a lot more food in there.
substantially different. There's definitely more in here. We'll have to see. Maybe it's I was gonna say it's all egg, but man, that looks like a hefty ton of sausage in there.
Let me see. Yeah, it does.
That unless they just put all the sausage on top, but it sure looks delicious. It's literally right on the line.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna.
It's not zipping up because it's so full.
Well, it is zipping up, but I'm wondering once we get the water in there,
Oh yeah.
because the water really needs a
I wonder if that's
compartment.
defective or something if they put too much in there.
Well, we're gonna go by the instructions. And
Okay.
if-
Well, here's
and if it's too dry,
This is the
that's
lasagna one, and it's kind of like the other one. So
yeah, and this one again, this one has a lot of room to put water in.
breakfast.
What are you doing? The lasagna here?
Lasagna,
I'm going for the lasagna as well.
my favorite. Oh, it still smells like lasagna. I mean, you don't have to even put the water in there. It actually looks really good. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
These look completely different.
Let me see that one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this one better.
I have seen some other brands that don't look near as good. Yeah, why don't we get a close up of these?
Yeah, because
Steve?
those are completely different, dude.
So this is the Backpackers
Get
Pantry.
it in the light there. And that's lasagna.
This lasagna.
See, that doesn't really look like lasagna.
No, yeah, little tiny noodles.
Yeah, they're
little tiny.
Now look at the other
mac
one.
and cheese noodles.
Look at this other one. That's lasagna, dude.
And we're gonna see how it tastes once we get it
Whoa.
out too. So,
Okay.
you know, Steve, when we go out and get tacos, I love my tacos.
Oh yeah.
Street tacos. The Pastor is by far my all-time favorite.
Yeah,
Now
I tried that for the first time last time we went. I never had it. You swore I had to have it.
And
you were right.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
stuff's delicious.
It was good.
I'll say it's fantastic. So this one,
All right, and I got the chicken fajita bowl.
oh boy, Alpine Air Al Pastor with cilantro and lime rice. And I will say,
This
it definitely is spicy.
reminds me of chicken noodle soup. Look at that.
What is that?
This is the chicken fajita bowl.
Okay, so that one, you know, I'm
Hey,
very,
let's get a look at this. Man.
I am questioning this one only because it's got freeze-dried chicken. Now, I know we've got sausage and some other meats in here, but with chicken, you know,
So this is the
for one thing, I'm not a big chicken eater.
chicken fajita bowl.
I'm not a big chicken eater.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
I'm not quite sure how freeze-dried, reconstituted chicken is going to taste, but again, I'm not a giant fan of chicken in the first place, so we'll see. Why don't we go check on the boiling water, Steve?
Let's do it. All right, you ready?
Ooh-wee.
Okay,
We
that's
actually
boiling
just
water
got
right
done boiling the water, so we brought it out. We're gonna measure everything up,
How much does yours take, Tony?
put it in. 2 cups in this one.
2 cups.
Going to seal this back up. and wait 5 minutes. By the way, after you put in the water, you are supposed to stir them quite a bit. Ooh, hot stuff.
Yeah, it's really hot, dude.
So, and then we'll mix it about halfway through as well.
Okay. It's shaking bacon, I help. And I guess on the trail, you'd be using one of those, what's those little water bottle things you use?
Yeah, so there's many different ones, and you know, come back, we'll do a review on these. But yeah, a lot of people use Jetboil. I happen to have an MSR. They're just different manufacturers. They are great. They boil in about 1 minute, maybe 90 seconds, and you've got what, 16, 20 ounces of boiled water, which is great. So
yeah, really quick.
Yeah, super quick. I don't bother with bringing extra stuff on the trail. Really what you're looking for is something that's light, something that's quick, and just everything you need. Yeah, you need easy. And I'll tell you what, I'm really interested to see how these other brands are. The Peak Refuel, the Backpackers Pantry, because I've eaten Mountain House a lot, and man, I can't say anything but good things about those. Now, that's why I did want the chicken fajita bowl, because reconstituted chicken to me just sounds gross.
I'm with you. There's something that doesn't sound right about it, but hey, we gotta try it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it a little bit more time just because it took us a little bit to put them in each of them. So we'll go, I said 5, in fact, let's see what the directions say here. This one says 15 minutes, Steve.
Really?
This one says 15 minutes.
So yeah, they want these to stand for a little while.
How long did that one say?
It said after 4 minutes you could optionally stir it, but I think that, do you think just kind of doing this with it is enough?
I think so.
Because if you open it up, you're gonna let all that steam out.
Yeah.
So maybe just kind of flatten them out and let the water get all moved around in there.
I think that's really all you need to do, and that's in
just
fact
to make sure there's no dry spots.
That's what I'm doing on the trail.
Right.
But yeah, 15 minutes for this big bad boy.
See, I've always cooked burgers when I'm camping.
Well, yeah. Burgers, hot dogs, all that stuff with a whole bunch of liquid or water already in it.
I'll have to go backpacking with you one day, Tom.
No, we definitely do, Steve. I think, you know, we're doing a lot of these camping videos, and we're doing a lot of camping, especially over the winter. But you and I need to at least try it one time. Everyone goes through a breakdown, and I'll tell you, maybe not everyone, but I'll tell you, with me, I've had a moment of clarity every time I've went on a hike. And one time it was about 2.5 days in, and I think, what the hell am I doing up here? I was out there to be honest, I was out there with 2 broken feet. I had just gotten off crutches 3 days before we left. But we had done a lot of planning beforehand, right? So I really wanted to go. So 3 days before I'm on crutches, I felt like my feet were good to go. I went out there.
A sucker for punishment you are.
Man, it hurt quite a bit. And I'll tell you, back when we did that one, it was 17 degrees when we started our hike.
Well, at least you weren't sweating, huh?
Well, you got to put on layers, right? And then you're just sweating. It looked like a rainforest inside my jacket.
That's the worst situation ever.
It was crazy. I know. But we had multiple stream crossings there. And the funny thing about that
so you got to get wet.
Yeah, but again, 17 degrees, stream crossings. The good thing is my feet were pounding. They were swollen. They were inflated.
So then you cross the stream and they're numb, right?
Well, not only that, my buddy, he goes through the stream and he like, it looked like he was Jesus. He just skipped right across the water. Me, I took my time. I stood there, and I could literally feel my feet pull away from my shoes because the swelling went down.
Oh wow!
Because I was in, it was probably 35-degree water or something, or something really chilly.
Awesome.
But that was an awesome experience.
Yeah, cool. We got to do it one day.
Yeah. All right, Steve, we've boiled the water, we've put it in, we've let it sit for a while.
What, about 15 minutes?
19 minutes. A lot of these say 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and give them a go.
Let's start with breakfast.
Let's start with breakfast.
Hey, breakfast, the most important meal of the day, right? All right, so this is the mountain home. Oh.
Mountain house.
Mountain house. Hello.
Okay. Let's pour that in there. Let's see what that looks like. We'll do taste test, and then we'll get some up front. That's a whole lot of eggs there.
man.
How much meat we got in there?
Look at that. You've also got, that's the same thing but a different brand, right?
It is, and oh man, I don't know if it's gonna all fit in this bowl.
Wow, those look completely different.
Now, I will say, Steve, just right out of the gate, and
Dude.
again, I'm a gigantic fan of Mountain
That
House.
looks better. Look at that. What is that? Green beans in there? What is that?
Green peppers. Yeah, so it's got green peppers, red peppers, potatoes,
Oh, you smell better
sausage, and
too.
eggs. Now, I did tell you a little story when we were off camera. I told them a story about I ate these all the time, the Mountain House breakfast skillet, and absolutely phenomenal. Again, I'm exhausted, dehydrated, all of that, and it was like incredible.
It's not horrible. I mean, it's pretty good. And I can imagine if I was like hungry,
Super
really
hungry.
dude, it would be like gourmet food.
Now, let's try this bad boy out.
Okay. But
okay,
it's
so
actually good.
looking
I
at
could
it,
totally eat that.
tons of potatoes, tons of sausage,
Yeah,
green
look at all
peppers.
those peppers, man.
How much egg do you see in there?
I don't see much egg at all.
Look at the difference.
This is more egg.
That's almost all egg.
This is more sausage and potato, I think.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Good.
Hands down, Steve. For me. The difference is
Dude.
night and day.
Way more flavor, dude.
At that right there, so that's their red pepper, or excuse me.
Flake.
Yeah, it's
Pepper
a
flake.
red pepper. And then over here, I mean, you can just see chunks of red pepper. Obviously, we've got the green pepper over here. I'm on keto. I got to go for a second.
I'm with you, man. They're both good. I would totally.
Yeah, but
camping,
giving an honest review, Steve.
honest review,
I think I've got to switch brands,
Yeah.
at least on the breakfast one.
dude.
Now,
If it were me and I were going shopping and you could say I have this one or this one, I'd totally choose that. But you're right. This has way more eggs in it. That one doesn't have. I'm not sure I see any egg in there.
I'm sure it's mixed in here. Well, yeah. So there's definitely egg.
Yeah.
However, let's look at the contents of this. So that has 14 grams of protein. You know, a lot of that's gonna come from the eggs. Oh, actually, turn it over. How much protein's in that? 13 grams of protein on that one. A lot of that's gonna come from the eggs. This one is 19 grams of protein. So, and that's for half of the.
I mean, it's good,
Yeah, it's definitely good. And like
but
I
when
said,
you put them side by side, this is horrible. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, this actually, you can see the potatoes. You can
Yeah.
see the different. It looks like a meal structure.
This looks more like an MRE. This looks more like something you cooked on your stove or something.
It does. So
Yeah.
I'm
So,
gonna have to give
boom.
the thumbs up to this one
Huge
here.
on that one. Okay.
Okay, so this is
Nice.
peak refuel. All right, now the lasagna test. Since we've got two breakfasts, two
Lasagna.
lasagnas.
All right, I think my lasagna is gonna have you beat on this one. Oh, it smells good. Look at that. Oh, look at that.
That actually looks like lasagna. This, well, it's actually starting to look a little more like lasagna, but it looks like noodles and beef. This is the Backpackers Pantry. You can get a taste of
That's
this.
the brand? Backpackers Pantry?
Backpackers Pantry, lasagna. And get a full helping here.
Yeah, let me get some of that. I mean, it looks good.
Well, I will say, I've got something crunchy going on. You have something crunchy?
Mhm.
I don't know if it's a lack of hydration, lack of time. We did go over the limit. There was
Yeah, maybe like a noodle didn't get fully hydrated or something.
it's possible it's a noodle or something. I can't tell.
There's a flavor in there too that I'm not sure.
It's
It's very lasagna-like.
no, it's something almost citrusy.
I can't really put my finger on it, but I don't know. Here.
I know exactly what it is. It's
What?
the oregano. They put a lot of
A
oregano.
lot of oregano?
They put a lot of oregano in there.
Okay, let's give this one a try. This is way more like I would consider lasagna. Again, it does have a lot of oregano.
Definitely two very different recipes.
Very different.
More tomato.
Yeah, this one looks way redder. That one's not so red, you know, so.
Yeah, definitely more tomato taste, has a nice sausage
Right.
appeal to it. This one has an overwhelming oregano flavor to it, almost that sour oregano to it. The noodles are definitely smaller in this one.
Yeah,
this one
different.
looks like the tray of lasagna that you would make. In my opinion, I'm gonna go with that one when I go out on the trail.
That was not bad,
It's not horrible.
but
Could you feed this to your kids?
yeah.
You think you could?
Would they eat it? I don't know. But
Hey, Steve,
it's
let me
edible,
rephrase
you know what
that.
I mean?
Would your kids eat this?
My kids won't eat anything but like chicken nuggets and,
Okay.
and frozen pizza. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But no, I'm just saying, it's not like disgusting. You know what I mean? But it's definitely when I eat it for the first time, something's not right with it. You know?
It's definitely, in my opinion, it's
Right.
it's probably the recipe. Now, the consistency of it, I'm not sure what that crunchy stuff was. Hopefully it was a noodle and not a bug. Just a joke. But this one from
That one's better.
from Mountain House was
Definitely better.
definitely better.
Yeah.
We're
the
going
chicken,
a little variations here.
chicken fajita ball. And
Both
what you
are-
got?
Both of them are considered
Oh, that's
Mexican
the-
food. The Al Pastor.
Can't wait to try that.
Okay, so this one, it didn't say beans on the outside. Tender sweet and smoky pork with chilies, pineapple, pinto beans, and cilantro lime rice. Flavor reminiscent of street tacos.
Yeah. And this is chicken fajita.
I am curious about that.
Seasoned grilled chicken, rice, fire roasted vegetables, and black beans.
So, just looking at it,
Looks good.
yeah, it just looks like a ton of rice and beans.
It looked to me, just first glance, it looks like what do you call it, dirty rice?
Yeah, I'm looking for some
This is kind of the same way.
some pork in here because the pastor is really what I'm after. Maybe it's because it's dark out, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of pork in here, Steve. Maybe that's a hunk of pork there. Oh, and another one on the bottom of my spoon. Oh yeah, okay. So this is beans and pork are kind of getting disguised because it is very small pork.
Right, small pieces.
I'm not a giant rice eater.
Right.
And this is the first time I've actually had freeze-dried rice. It almost turns to mush in your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm not a giant fan of this.
What
I
about
will
this
say
one?
the flavor is
'Cause this one, again,
overwhelmingly limey.
limey. Okay, well we'll look at this because it looks completely different.
Now, well, and they are. So this was
Yeah.
Al Pastor, so that's pork. This is chicken fajita. I see.
I mean, their recipes, as you can tell, are like completely different.
Definitely big chunks of chicken in here.
Mm-hmm. Oop. Oh, man down. No good?
It's exactly what I was thinking. Reconstituted chicken. You know,
No.
the instructions said about 15 minutes. Actually, I just swallowed. Delicious flavor. It's going down. The texture,
No.
not so much. I mean, maybe we needed to give it an hour just to reconstitute that.
Right.
I mean, that's a very fibrous chunk of meat, right?
Yeah.
It does taste like quality meat. I'm not feeling chewy. And it tastes like it's probably breast. As you can think, it's a bit dry.
Yeah. Go figure. Hey, let's check out that lasagna.
Yeah, so
Close.
let's take a close look at both of these. So this one here, this is the Backpackers Pantry lasagna. Obviously smaller noodles. This one had a huge oregano flavor to it. Not seeing huge chunks of meat, but again, if I had my choice, I'm definitely going with this one. This one, you do see larger chunks of tomato of looks like sausage in there.
Yeah.
And just bigger overall noodles. This has a more traditional feel,
More
both
like
texture,
actual lasagna.
both
Yeah.
texture and flavor of a traditional lasagna.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree.
Oh, you didn't try
I
them
haven't
all.
tried this, man. This is the chicken that.
Make sure you get a chunk of chicken in
Yeah, I
there.
think there's a big chunk of chicken right there. Oh yeah. I totally see what you mean. The chicken's almost hard.
It's definitely dry.
Yeah.
As if you left a piece of chicken on the grill too long. It's probably what you're gonna get. That's probably all you're going to get when you.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Maybe, like you said, maybe if you let it sit longer.
This is the al pastor.
The rice.
But do you feel the texture just kind of falls apart and turns into a ball of mush in your mouth?
Yeah, it's almost like fake rice or something.
Yeah, not a giant fan of that one. I won't
Not
be
really.
getting that one.
Honestly, I would definitely go with these way more. Dude, out of all of it, bam.
That breakfast skillet, and I've told you repeatedly, the breakfast skillets are ridiculous.
I know,
They're
but
good.
you were talking about this one.
I was, and the difference between these two is amazing. So I am going to buy some more Peak Refuel just to see their other brands. They might have a lasagna that kills both of these.
Right.
They may also have an al pastor. So
Right.
come back for more of those.
I could not go eating this rice dish without trying it with at least a little bit of this jab sauce and something. That could make the difference.
So we also want to thank our good friends over at jabsauce.com for giving us these bottles of jab sauce. If you haven't tried them, they're absolutely phenomenal. So really red cayenne pepper. You pretty much put this stuff on everything if you haven't heard about it.
It definitely enhances the flavor of that. That's for sure.
Even though I'm on keto, I've got to try
Still gonna eat that again.
a little bit more on a bite of this breakfast
Oh,
skillet.
yeah.
I think they hit that right on the head, and it probably
with you.
doesn't need any anyways, but
No.
this sauce is so amazing that I've got to try it.
That's definitely my favorite out of all of these. That bowl is excellent.
Well, not only that, you put some jab
Wow.
sauce on there, and that really just puts it to the next level.
Dude.
In fact,
Favorite, this lasagna, the Mountain
Mountain House.
Mountain House lasagna is second. I would have to say third would be this,
Yep. Yeah, and again, that one's not bad.
and
it's
then
just
that,
they
and
got
then
a new
this, and then this.
competitor.
Right.
To be honest, the chicken fajita, I don't think I'll ever go with.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad. It was just very overpowering with that oregano, almost a
Right.
sour flavor to it. Again, the texture's okay. Texture was fine.
Try that again.
Where was the hard thing at? Was that?
It was the chicken that had that
no,
feels
no,
hard.
something else when we ate it.
I think it was
this?
your lasagna had a hard noodle in it or something. Like maybe it just didn't get
in here.
rehydrated.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, because there was something textury in there, almost like a sandy, gritty texture.
Oh,
No,
did you hear that?
I can hear it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I hope his mic picks that up. Because yeah, lasagna isn't crunchy, dude.
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And so we did it by the directions. So if they need to change those a little bit, maybe add a little bit more
I didn't
water
get any
to
of
it.
that in this one though.
Yeah, no, that one was absolutely
And this one definitely
delicious.
has better chunks of meat and everything in it.
Oops.
Hey Tony, how much does all this cost?
Well, so each one anywhere from $8.99 is about $9 to $15. It depends on the servings, how many you're getting. You can buy the big canisters that have like 20 or 30 in them.
And most of these were
about
made for
$150.
2 servings, right?
They are made for 2 servings, so
So $15, 2 people, that's not bad.
that's not horrible.
Right.
Yeah, and that's at the high point, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them are $12, and some of them, like I said, are $8.
Well.
There's also a bunch of desserts. We're gonna try those ones later.
Oh yeah.
So we went through various different freeze-dried foods. Hope you found some interesting. Tony and Steve for Beast Mode Camping. Please like and subscribe for more content. We'll see you later.